In this video, I'm going to teach you how to start a digital marketing agency from scratch, even if you're a total beginner, and start generating customers and revenue as quickly as possible. My name is Mike Cooch. If you're not familiar with me, I run a business called Services That Scale, where I've worked with thousands of agencies to help them get started and help them scale up their services profitably. And I myself have built and sold two multi-seven-figure service businesses selling to the small business community. I've been selling to small businesses my entire career. So what I'm going to share with you today is based out of a lot of experience, both in myself developing my own businesses, as well as working, like I said, with thousands of agencies and entrepreneurs to help them do the same. Now, I want to start with some clarification when I say agency, okay? There's a lot of confusion as to what exactly the agency business model is all about in the marketplace. And the reason why I say that is that most people think that the agency business is a professional services business where you're selling your time and your talent to other businesses in order to make some money. That is a terrible, terrible business model unless you're selling to really large businesses. The reason why is small businesses can't afford to pay you very well for your time and talent. And so if you are selling based on your time, selling based on your talent, you're never really going to get ahead. And that's why there are very, very few small business agencies that have scaled to any sort of decent size. So I know that there is a lot of attention right now on starting a digital agency. There's a lot of people giving that advice. It's actually a very, very difficult model if you do it the wrong way. So I want to teach you the right way in this video. And the simplest way to communicate what the right way is this little phrase that I want you to keep in mind. You should probably write this down and refer back to it over and over and over again. And the phrase is assets and automation instead of time and talent. Assets and automation instead of time and talent. Okay, we want to be in the business of delivering marketing services to other businesses. We want to help them with their marketing, but we want to do that by utilizing assets and automation instead of selling our time and talent. Okay, if you sell your time and talent, essentially you're just going to get really, really busy. You're not going to get paid nearly as much as you think, again, because small businesses can't pay you what you want, and you're going to have a lot of headaches. I know that that's not the life that you dream of when you think about starting your own business, is just being so busy, working for a bunch of bosses essentially instead of working at a job and having one boss. But that's what the typical agency business model is. So don't sell your time and talent. You want to deliver services through assets and automation. And I'm going to show you specific ways to do that as a beginner that you can get started with. Start making good money, start making recurring revenue that's coming in month after month that you don't have to sell your time for. So that way you can actually develop some real passive income and have the lifestyle that I know that you're looking for as an entrepreneur. Okay, so assets and automation instead of time and talent. You should write that down and keep it in mind always. Okay, so when it comes to getting started, there's a couple of mistakes that I see beginners in this business make all the time that I need to address right away. The first one, of course, was selling those time and talent services instead of assets and automation. We're going to fix that. The other thing is that they try to sell anything to anyone. Okay, you go out and you try and sell anything to anyone. And when you're doing that, one, your sales and marketing is unfocused. Okay, because if you're selling to a lawyer one minute and to a restaurant the next, those businesses are different. They think they're very different. And so they want you to treat them differently, speak to them differently. They want to see customer testimonials, that are happy with you from their industry. They want to see that you know the language of their business and the operations of their business inside and out. So if you're selling to everyone, then you really are making this much, much harder on yourself. You need to pick a niche and focus on a niche. It just makes everything easier from a sales and marketing perspective. If my message is, hey, Mr. Restaurant Owner, I can help you get more customers in the door, turn over more tables, and cover your food costs more effectively, right? I'm just making that up, but I'm speaking to restaurants. I'm talking their language. That same message is not going to work for lawyers. But if I was selling to a lawyer, I would use their specific language. If I'm selling to both, I'm forced to use very general language, and I'm never really getting my services really dialed in for a specific market either. Okay, so my sales and marketing messaging is poor. My services don't get dialed in. That's no way to run a business. Okay, we want to get our services and our message really dialed in. So you want to pick a niche. The question always becomes then, well, what niche to pick? What's the best niche? There is no best niche. There are all kinds of niches that work, everything from lawyers to dentists to restaurants to bars to hair salons to all the home services types of businesses, kitchen remodelers, real estate agents, all that type of stuff. There's lots of good niches. What I recommend is that you pick a niche that you are excited about working with for a period of time, okay? Don't pick something just because you think it's gonna make you money, even though you absolutely have no interest in really working with them. So in other words, don't pick dentists just because you think dentists have money. If you have no interest in that field, it's gonna be miserable, okay? So I personally love restaurants and bars and events and things like that. And that's the type of businesses that I work with because I enjoy spending time with those businesses, even if I'm not making any money from them, right? So pick something that you can actually stick with, that you're actually going to enjoy. It makes everything much more fun. That being said, also pick a niche where you can tell that they actually value marketing and can benefit from marketing. So in other words, could you start a business where you're working with CPAs, with accountants, right? And helping them with their marketing? You definitely could. Is there a real case to be made that accountants and CPAs are really going to benefit from your marketing? Not really. I mean, yes, a smart marketer could absolutely do a world of good for a CPA with their marketing, but the reality is most CPAs just get their business from word of mouth. It's referrals. They have the same customers for 2 decades, and they're just kind of businesses that just kind of float along, getting a few extra customers, clients this month, next month. They don't really value much marketing in most cases, not in all cases, but in most cases. So pick businesses where, you can tell that they understand that they have to market to get people in the door. Again, I'm thinking about businesses like, restaurants, bars, events, salons, also, real estate agents, kitchen remodelers, businesses like that, where they know that they've got to compete, they've got to get attention, they've got to get customers in the door or paying attention to them. So they tend to be businesses that already invest in marketing. Okay, the last thing that you want to do is go out there and try to convince a business that they should be doing marketing. Okay, that's a hard sale to make. You don't want to have to convince them that they should be investing in marketing at their business and then convince them that they should be doing that marketing through you, right? That's what I call a double sale. You don't want to do a double sale. You want to find businesses that are already investing in marketing and say, hey, I can help you do that better, right? So that's a much easier sale. That's just one sale. So focus on a niche that you'll enjoy, that is already doing marketing, that values marketing. Everything's going to be much, much easier, okay? Another big mistake that I see people make in this business is that they're not doing any marketing themselves, right? So you're supposed to be a marketing agency, and yet you're not doing any marketing, and you are not developing any sort of portfolio of proof, if you will, that you can then demonstrate to customers that, hey, this is what I do, this is what I know how to do, this is what I'm passionate about, here's how I can get results. And so you're just going out there and you're selling like really cold. You're selling to somebody and you're asking them to make a total bet on you when you have nothing to be able to demonstrate to them or show to them that you know what you're doing. You've got to be a marketer. If you want to be a marketing agency, you've got to be a marketer, right? I mean, it's just common sense. So we want to develop proof and demonstrate proof that we know what we're doing so the customers can have faith in us and what we can do for them. That way you're not asking them to make such a big leap, okay? Making them make this leap of trust and faith in you when they can't see you doing any marketing yourself. That's a big ask, and it's a competitive field. So you're going up against other agencies, other people offering services like this that do have experience, that do have some customers, that are doing marketing. it's just not the best way to be out there in the marketplace, right? It puts you at a competitive disadvantage. So the way that I'm going to teach you to start up your business is going to take care of these problems that I just listed, just by the nature of how we're doing things, to put you in the best position to actually sell and be successful without trading your time for money. Okay, focusing on assets and automation. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about how we're going to do that. The first problem that we really have to solve in the agency business is getting customers. Okay, that's the biggest challenge for people in this business, is how do I get customers? The second challenge then is how do I deliver services that keep customers? Okay, if we just break it down into simple terms, that's how we win in this business. We got to be able to get customers, and we've got to be able to keep customers and generate recurring revenue from them so that we can escape the hamster wheel of having to sell and get a new customer every single day, right? If we don't get recurring revenue, if we don't keep those customers coming back over time, then we've got to sell somebody new every single time. That's no way to run a business, okay? So we've got to solve two major problems. How do we get customers? How do we keep customers and keep recurring revenue coming in from them? And that's where we're going to talk about two assets here to help us do that. We're going to build and focus on two assets. Okay, the first asset is your social media presence. Okay, the first asset is your social media presence. Why do I say it's an asset? It is a thing that businesses can see. It's online. It's got a presence to it. You can build up an audience. That audience, you can get their attention. You can drive their attention in certain directions, right? That's why social media accounts can be so valuable. So having a social media presence that you are building is a fantastic asset. And what does it do? It demonstrates proof, right? By building up your social media presence, you are demonstrating proof that you're a marketer, that you know what you're doing, that you know how to get attention, that you know how to create an audience. So I am not suggesting, to be clear here, and I'm going to show you exactly what I want you to do here in just a moment, but I'm not suggesting that you need to build your personal brand social media presence. That's something that you can have, absolutely. You can do that as a separate thing, but I'm talking specifically as an asset to get you customers in this agency business, okay? So we want to build an asset in social media that we'll be able to use to demonstrate proof, one, and to help us sell, two, and three, it's gonna help us deliver services, right? So let me go ahead and hop over to my computer here, and I'm gonna show you what I mean. Okay, so right now we're at Instagram, and this is Their San Diego's Instagram account. Their San Diego business is a business of mine here in San Diego that I run. We deliver marketing services for small businesses, and this Instagram account is a core piece of the puzzle of how we do that. So you can see here, we've got 23,000 followers. It's not a huge account, but it's big enough that in San Diego, it can get us some attention. We have the attention of businesses in San Diego who also want attention. And so you can see here, that it's all about the best things, our tagline is the best things to eat, drink, see, and do in San Diego. So that tagline is reflective of, as I told you, the types of businesses that I want to work with: bars, restaurants, events, things like that. So you can see here, it's a fun social media account, it's a fun Instagram account. It's all about the city. It's sharing with you, the cool things that are going on in the city, the cool restaurants and bars and, food menu items and things like that. But what it's doing for me is that it's one, it's getting me attention. Two, it's demonstrating proof that we know how to do some marketing. Three, again, it's helping me sell, and then it's also helping me deliver services. So let me explain to you how it's doing all of those things. The proof, that's obvious, okay? If I am able to show somebody in my conversation, so let's say I'm sitting down with a potential restaurant customer, and they're asking, what do I do, and how do I do it, and all that good stuff, and I can say, well, we believe that for a restaurant like yours, it's our experience that the best way to get you attention and get you new customers is through social media. In today's world, everybody's on their mobile phones and they're on social media all day long. And Instagram is an incredible local social media platform. So what we do is we believe that you should build up some presence online on social media and really engage with an audience on social media. And so I would then say, as an example, here's our account here in San Diego, and I'd pull that up and show them, hey, we do this, we know what we're doing, right? So there's the proof. Now, in terms of how it helps us sell, it's actually the best sales asset there is for a couple of reasons. One, because the business owners in the marketplace are seeing us post content about other businesses. So the coffee shop, in town that sees us posting about this competitive coffee shop is going, oh man, I wish I was there getting that attention, right? It's natural that they want to be getting the attention of the social media accounts and influencers in the marketplace. So this is a very attractive way, one, to just get their attention, but two, it makes it incredibly easy to start getting conversations going with them. Because what do we do when we post a business, some content about a business on here? We tag those businesses. Okay, we tag those businesses. And when we tag those businesses, it shows up as a message in their direct inbox here, in their direct message inbox, okay, on Instagram. So they get a notification from Instagram saying, hey, there's San Diego just tagged you in a post. And so what does that do? It's demonstrating value and proof in advance, okay? Demonstrating value in advance is the easiest way to sell services. If you can demonstrate value before you ever ask them for any money, you're in a much better position to be able to sell. So when we tag them and this business comes and sees, oh geez, they got 407 likes, and I can show, if I was in a conversation with them, I could show them the number of people who bookmarked this reel, which is a good indication that, hey, I want to save this so I can come back later and go visit this restaurant. Maybe this weekend we're going to go check it out. I can show them that I'm able to get them attention. And when they get that message in their inbox, what do a ton of them do? A ton of them, will respond to us, right? So you can see here, Triton Charters mentioned you in their stories. Steak Chop House mentioned you in their stories. Okay, La Parfait Paris mentioned you in their story. So all of these businesses are interacting with us here and essentially putting us into into a conversation with them, right? So you can see here, I'll Say 101 is actually mentioning us in their stories. And you can see here that they've invited us to some events. We've done actually some marketing with them, and it all starts with a conversation inside of this inbox because we are demonstrating proof, we're tagging them, and we're getting attention, right, to their business. So it helps us get our foot in the door, start creating conversations so much more easily than if you're trying to do those old traditional sales approaches, cold calling, cold emailing, things like that. Those are absolutely terrible in comparison to being able to sell by using proof like this. So it helps us get our foot in the door. And then the next thing that it does is it actually helps us deliver our services. Here's what I mean. When most agencies are going out there and selling to small businesses, what they're selling is they're trying to sell some sort of big recurring revenue agreement from day one. Give us $1,500 a month and we'll manage your social media for you, that type of thing. It's a hard sell. That's a hard sale. But what I can do is I can start with a very simple, hey, you know what we can do is we can profile your business on our social media account so that we're getting you attention from our audience as a first step. So this is just like an influencer campaign. You've probably heard of influencer campaigns. This is what we do through this account. Okay, so we can, very easily promote a business through our account by just creating some good content on here that's going to get them a bunch of visibility with our audience. It's a great foot in the door service. It's not very expensive at all, right? It's not very expensive to the customer in terms of what we charge them. It's not expensive for us to deliver it. It's very, very easy for us to deliver it. It's just another post on our Instagram account. So it's almost pure margin. So you can sell those, $250, $275 a pop, that type of thing. And it's a great foot in the door service that, again, turns them into a customer, gives them a taste of what you can do for them without having to sell them on a much bigger agreement when they're not quite ready for that. So this gives you a nice way to start doing business together. And what you can do then, if you want to take that to another level, if you get good at creating these accounts like this, what I can show you is that, there are Instagram accounts here in San Diego that they really take this to a whole new level, right? So you can see here, Best Food San Diego, 100,000 followers. So this is San Diego Eats, 84,000 followers. So these are guys just 100% focused on the restaurant space here in San Diego. And what several of them do is they build up a network of these Instagram accounts. Okay, so I don't know who owns Best Food San Diego, and I don't know who owns San Diego Eats, but it could be the same person or the same team of people, and they could have 10 of these accounts. Okay, and I know that there's a couple of these influencer networks like this where this is exactly what they do. They just spin up a bunch of accounts, and then what they can do is they can reach out to a restaurant or a bar, and they can say, not only do we have one of these accounts, we have 10 of these accounts, and for X dollars, we will get you attention from all 10 accounts, right? We'll post some content on all 10 accounts. That's a very compelling value proposition now to that small business. And what is it? It's an asset that the agency is able to leverage. They're not doing custom services. They're just selling, hey, we'll put an image on our accounts. That's what they're doing all day, every day anyway. And so it's a very high margin, very easy service to deliver. It's essentially the media model, right? And that's actually my favorite model in the agency business, if you will, is actually to develop your own media. And if you look at, there's San Diego, I don't have just an Instagram account. I have Facebook, I have a newsletter, I have a website, and collectively between them, I have many tens of thousands of people in my audience that I can drive attention to small businesses to, and I can sell these very, very simple services on the back of my assets, just essentially advertising, rather than having to do these custom agency services that are actually much more difficult to deliver and much harder to get results and a much harder sales process. So again, I'm not doing time and talent, I'm leveraging my assets, okay? So this is asset number one. What you're going to do is you're going to immediately start building up a social media presence in your market that is focused on the audience that you want to serve, okay? So if I'm doing bars and restaurants and events, it's going to be something like this. If I was trying to sell to real estate agencies, I would do something that's like Best Homes of San Diego, Luxury Homes of San Diego, something like that, where I'm building up an Instagram account where I'm showing all these awesome homes and homes for sale and homes near the beach and homes on the golf course. And, I may even go to open houses at home so I can, catch some imagery of like the cool kitchens and design inside of homes that are for sale. So now I'm really getting the attention of people who are interested in buying a home in San Diego. And I'm also really getting the attention of real estate agents because they would love to be able to profile their homes for sale or their services on an account like that. So depending on the market that you're going after, you want to build an account that helps you get the attention of their target customer. So again, real estate agents want to sell to home buyers. So you want to create an account that's going to attract home buyers, right? They want to see the homes, the pretty homes here in San Diego and which neighborhoods are best and things like that. And it's also then going to appeal to the market that you're trying to sell to, the real estate agents. So that's the first thing that you want to do is get building this asset. Now, why is it so important that you get building this thing right away? One, so that you develop your asset as quickly as possible. And trust me, don't think that you have to have 23,000 followers for this to start working for you, okay? When I had just 1,000 followers, it was already a very powerful sales tool for me. It's so much more powerful than having nothing, okay? And you can get to 1,000 followers very quickly. But the other reason why this is so important is, especially as a beginner, okay? You are going to be sharpening your marketing skills every single day. Social media is like the most important thing in the marketing world today. So when you're out here building your social media account, learning what works, learning how to get attention, learning how to work with other influencers, you are building your confidence, which is so critical as a beginner to selling. You want to be able to know when you sit down with those customers that, yeah, I can help you. This is what I do, right? And I have this experience every day because every single day I'm working to build my account. Huge mistake that new people make in this business is that they don't have any real experience and they don't have confidence, and that makes it very, very hard to sell, okay? Selling is a transfer of confidence and a transfer of trust. And so when you can walk into that small business and say, look, I know how to do this stuff, I can get you results, they feel that. So start building it right away, start getting that experience right away, okay? So many agencies, what they do is they are waiting for somebody to pay them, and then they're like, okay, now I'm gonna sit down and figure this out, right? Because I'm getting paid. It's exact opposite of the way it should be. You should be figuring out how to do this stuff so that by the time somebody pays you, it's a given that you can get them results, okay? So start building this asset number one, okay? Right away, it's gonna help you demonstrate proof, it's gonna give you confidence, it's gonna help you get your foot in the door, and it's gonna help you deliver very high margin, simple services. That's asset number one. Your social media account could be Instagram, could be TikTok, whatever you wanna do. I think Instagram is a very, very, very effective local social platform. TikTok now, you can certainly make the case as well. I think it's one of those two that you really want to focus on to get started. Okay, so that's asset number one. Okay, so that first asset helps us get customers. Now, the second problem that we have to solve is that we have to keep customers and generate recurring revenue from them. That's where the second asset comes from. The second asset is a set of automated tools that are going to help us sell services to these small business customers that are going to, again, deliver services based on assets and automation, not time and talent, and they are going to hook customers with us long term because they are these tools and asset-based services that just work on autopilot month after month that are pretty low cost, and you can build up this really nice foundation of recurring revenue from them. Okay, so the tool that I'm referring to, the suite of tools that I'm referring to is High Level. You can see here at my business, I've got a video here explaining why I recommend High Level. If you go to servicesthatscale.com/High Level, you'll learn more about it there. And then if you go to try and exit the page, you're gonna see a little exit pop come up. That exit pop, I share with you 11 profitable services that you can offer using High Level, okay? Watch that video as well when you're done with this one, because it's a very, very important video on giving you the ideas around what kind of services you can offer to small businesses through this tool. I'm gonna show you here in just a minute, but that video is gonna help you really get your hands around understanding this. There's also, you can see there, a free trial that you can get started with there on this page as well. So why is High Level so important and so powerful? I'm just in one of my just kind of dummy accounts here that I've set up, but let me just show you all the things that you can do here just very quickly. You can offer calendaring services to your customers. So if your customers, do appointment-based businesses, you can set up calendars for them, online calendars through the website, things like that, and have funnels and follow-up flows and everything around those calendars. You can do that as a service. You can help them collect payments, okay? They can do invoicing and collect payments through the system. From a marketing perspective, you can do social media management through this platform, okay? You can schedule out posts in advance, automate a lot of the work. So you obviously were just using your Instagram account or your TikTok account to get some customers. Now you can offer a next level of services to them that's more recurring, right? A social media management type service, but leveraging the tools here to have much more automation to it so that it's not as much manual effort for you. You can offer them an email marketing system. You can, going back to the left-hand side here over to automation, you can put together automated workflows for customers using this. So, and it's even got recipes in here. So we mentioned the calendaring. Here's an appointment confirmation and reminder workflow, and you can see all these different recipes. So if you wanted to create an automated workflow for your customers here, that includes confirmation emails and SMS and things like that that go out the door. It's got recipes to help you make automated workflows for your customers here that you can deliver to them as a service to help them automate their business. You can also offer websites through the platform. And there's a bunch of different templated websites that you can easily grab and use here through High Level. You can also do WordPress hosting through High Level. You can offer membership sites to them. You can build forms for them to help them collect data on their websites. You can help them build surveys. You can put an automated chat widget on their website and simply sell this as a service, because this is a great way to generate leads from visitors to their website, which most small businesses are not very good at. You can offer reputation services, so managing the collection of reviews from them and the posting of those reviews onto their website can be done through High Level. So that's actually just scratching the surface. There are so many amazing services. You can offer SMS services. You can offer what we call missed call text back services, where if somebody calls them and they're not able to answer the phone right away, which most small businesses are terrible at that, then it automatically texts them back and gets them into a conversation via text rather than losing that prospect. So there are just so many things that you can offer through High Level. It's an automated platform, this suite of tools that you can provide to them, and you can provide services through those tools to them, so that they're now investing in this very sticky set of tools that are helping their business grow, and they're doing it through you. And once a business has all of their action going on in their business, through this system, it's very hard for them to get off. I mean, I can tell you, I run all of my businesses now through High Level, and you can see here, look at this. I've got all of my customer conversations going on here. I've got all of my contacts in here. It's very, very difficult for me to then just jump away from High Level when I'm got my whole business in here. So the great thing about this for you as a service provider is that High Level is specifically, you can see here, designed for agencies. And what I mean by that is it's designed specifically for you to be able to offer this platform to your customers as if it's yours. And you keep 100% of the margin from each individual account that you sell. And let me tell you exactly how that works. If you pay High Level $297 a month, you now have their software platform. You can put as many customers onto that platform as you want, and you can charge whatever you want. So if I sign up 3 customers this month and I charge them all $397 a month, okay, I essentially just got a little over $1,000 in new revenue. I'm still paying High Level just $297 a month. Not $297 per account, just $297. That's it. Whether I sign up 3 accounts, 10 accounts, 100 accounts, I'm still paying High Level that same amount. So it essentially just puts you into the software business. It gives you the assets and automation that allow you to now start generating really automated, really passive recurring revenue from these small business customers that you got, okay? Because the reality is, if you just go out and just get small business customers and deliver marketing services to them, you do social media management for them for a while or something like that, it's honestly just not a very good business model. Again, you can count on one hand the number of agencies in this country selling to small businesses that are doing that are making much money. But if you can then take those customer relationships and transition them by saying, hey, you know what? This would be much more effective. The social media management service would be much more effective if, when people visit your website, based on the attention that we're getting them, they're able to see reviews on your site, or they're able to contact you more easily using this text system, or we have a birthday campaign set up on your website, your restaurant website. When somebody comes and visits, or they're visiting your social media profile, we're promoting a marketing funnel that's a birthday loyalty campaign that we've set up and we've automated through High Level. You can start transitioning these customers into services like that. And once, again, they're on those services and using them, those become a very integrated part of your business. As an example, the far majority of small businesses have websites that are terribly non-functional. They don't load quickly. They're not mobile optimized. They're not SEO optimized. They they don't have good lead magnets on them, they don't have call tracking on them, you can very, very easily turn on a new website for a small business in High Level and start hosting it for them, collecting that monthly hosting fee, charge them for the setup of the new website, and do that all very quickly just based on templates in High Level. That now you're delivering to them a whole nother value of service that, again, is very sticky. They're going to be paying you for that website for years and years to come. And now they're going to be collecting people's phone numbers and using SMS to respond to them through that website. And that SMS is through you, through a High Level. And you actually get to mark up that SMS so that you're making margin on it. So I'm just scratching the surface here, but again, it's all about assets and automation instead of time and talent. I'm using those initial assets, the social media profile, and the relationship that I can develop with that to get a customer. But then my business model is very clear. My strategy is very clear. What I want to do is move as many of those relationships as I can into these services that are based on automation through these tools, because now I'm collecting recurring monthly revenue from them, $97, $197, $297, $497 a month from each customer. That stacks up, and it's the SaaS business, it's software. So those customers are paying and they're accessing these tools. It's very, very, very hands-off for you. So let's say you want to generate $10,000 a month in income and you're charging $397 a month, $397 a month for that software platform. Very, very reasonable price when you see all the functionality that you can deliver to them. So let's take $10,000 a month. That's the income you want to make. It's a nice six-figure income divided by $397. We're only talking 25 total customers. 25 total customers. And that's assuming that you're not making any other revenue from the other services that we talked about first there. You're going to be making revenue from those services as well. But it only takes 25 customers at $397. Now you've got a passive six-figure income coming in that will come in for years and years. Hey, I know this because I've built multiple businesses doing this exact same thing. One in IT services, one in marketing services, and I now have a very, very nice recurring monthly income stream from High Level as well, doing this exact thing. So you want to use the first asset to get customers, to get in the door, to get that initial transaction. That's what that social media account is all about. It makes it all much easier to do. Then you want to use this second asset, the High Level platform, to be able to deliver services on an ongoing basis that are recurring revenue, that are passive, that are very, very sticky, so that customers are with you for years. That's how you build a successful digital marketing agency selling to small businesses. It's not through time and talent. It's not doing custom websites. It's not doing custom funnels. It's not doing really expensive lead gen services, all those complicated things. It's keeping it very, very simple and focused on assets and automation and not time and talent. Okay? I hope that this helps you. I hope that as a beginner getting into the agency space, you can see the right way to go about this to build a successful model. This is what I do. I love working with entrepreneurs to help them build businesses in this space. If I can help you, down below here, there's resources in the comments. Please go check them out. I'm also going to put a URL here so that you can get some free resources from me to help you get started. And please be sure and subscribe to my channel, like this video if you got some value out of it, and share it with somebody, and leave any questions down below. I respond to them all personally, okay? Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you get your agency started. I hope that you're super successful. I hope that you take my advice and make it about assets and automation instead of time and talent, because that's going to be the real game changer for you. All right? We'll see you on a future video. Take care.